I'm Chief Meteorologist Jessica Quick. It's important to know when severe weather is headed your way. That's why the ABC 17 Storm Track Weather Team gives you advance warning with weather alert days. These days are announced ahead of potentially extreme or dangerous conditions, so you know how to prepare. As the weather alert day approaches, we'll update you on TV, online, and on our ABC 17 Storm Track Weather app. ABC 17 Storm Track Weather. We never stop tracking for you. We have some really cold weather ahead of us for the next couple of days.
Cold weather, we've got rain, we've got freezing rain potential, we've got snow potential. You'd think it's the end of December or early January, but we are at the end of October and we're already talking about our first snow potential of the year. So off to a quick start for a winter. We were advertising this all last week, so if folks are surprised by this, you obviously weren't watching ABC 17. As we head into the next couple of days, we're going to be talking about a winter weather advisory. That's going to be lasting as we head throughout the early morning hours on Thursday. That will likely be when it tapers off. I think that's when the snow is going to start to end into Thursday morning through the mid-morning hours. We're going to be tracking everything from the potential of heavy rainfall to the potential of some freezing drizzle off to our northern counties. And then eventually, I think all of us are going to be seeing a pretty quick change over to snow into Thursday morning. In terms of that freezing drizzle, we're sitting on a pretty fine line. We'll show you that here with Future Track as that rainfall develops into the rest of this afternoon. You can see how it begins to lift its way northward and it becomes a little bit more widespread. Definitely going to be seeing some heavier downpours with these as they move their way off to the northeast, but you can see that fine line that begins to develop of that potential of frozen precipitation through 11 o'clock tonight. We may even deal with some snow issues where they could be talking about some issues on the roads with snow potentially accumulating for places like Macon and Brunswick. We're going to have to keep a close eye on how this situation develops into the overnight hours, but it's this pink that we're the most worried about because that's what causes the biggest road troubles, is that potential of sleet and freezing rain combination on the roadways causing some very slick spots into tomorrow morning. So take it easy on the roads tomorrow, especially off to the north. And then that colder air begins to quickly filter in as we head into Wednesday night and early Thursday morning. You can see as you're headed out to work Thursday morning, right around 6 or 7 o'clock, widespread snow is possible. And it may come down pretty heavily for a brief period of time throughout the morning hours on Thursday. So you're also going to want to give yourself extra time as we're headed out the door for Thursday. That quickly lifts off to the northeast, and then we're left with dry conditions as we head into Thursday evening, but it will be pretty breezy and it will be cold as well as we're headed into Halloween evening. I don't think there's obviously the issue with ice, but I think the potential of snow and the cold weather is likely going to be the highest impacts we see here over the next couple of days. 1 to 3 inches can be expected through Thursday morning across some of our northern counties, and then a dusting to maybe an inch of snow is possible for places like Columbia and Jefferson City as we head into Thursday morning. As far as what we can expect for the rest of the week, well, the warm-up is on the way, kind of. We should be in the middle 60s for this time of year. Not seeing anything like that on the 7-day forecast, although we do get close as we head into next Monday.
Today is an ABC 17 Storm Track Weather Alert Day.
Tonight is an ABC 17 News Weather Alert Day as cold temperatures and precipitation move through our area. Thanks for choosing us tonight. I'm Ashley Strohmeyer.
And I'm Lucas Geisler. We have live team coverage tonight about how crews are preparing the roads and how shelters are trying to keep people warm. But first, we start with Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Jessica Quick, who's tracking the rain, possible freezing drizzle, and possible snow. Jessica.
Yeah, kind of a mixed bag out there. Starting to see some actual snowfall coming down across parts of our area now. I wanted to show you this picture I just got about 10 to 15 minutes ago. This is from Megan and Moberly. Snow is starting to cover the grass there, and you'll see it on that bench and on the cars, coming down in a few spots where we're not even seeing it quite on the radar right now. So something to watch here. Another live look out of Macon. You'll see snow-covered roads there now. Temperatures down to 30 degrees, so any precipitation in these areas where we are below freezing, that is all coming down as snow. So if you do have to be out and about tonight for some of those areas along and north of Highway 24, going to be kind of a slower go, but for the most part, road temperatures are near around 40 to 45 degrees, so most of this is on elevated surfaces. Right now, you'll see the bulk of the more steady snowfall still out to our west. That's going to be tracking in tonight. Likely after around midnight, that'll start moving into the parts of our area, especially our western counties, but some of us still seeing some of those light snow showers below the radar beam. Many of us near the freezing mark, north of I-70, down to 30 in Macon, Moberly, out towards Brunswick and Sedalia, getting very close in Columbia. And I will say, I was outside about an hour and a half ago, getting a very light glaze on some of the elevated surfaces. So be careful if you do have to be out this evening. Something we'll watch going into the morning. Tracking that snow hour by hour here. This is through midnight. You'll see some of those showers starting to eventually spread east of Highway 63. As we go into the overnight hours through tomorrow morning, this is at 4. Most of the snow is confined to areas along and north of the I-70 corridor. As temperatures continue to fall, we will have a hard freeze across most of our area, and all of the snow starts to move out by mid-morning tomorrow, leaving us dry, but it's blustery during the day. It's a very cold Halloween. Temperatures are going to be in the 20s through most of the evening and falling off even to some spots right around 20 degrees to start out Friday. Your road impacts for tomorrow going to be not too bad. We're actually going to see most impacts on ramps and bridges where we could see those cooler temperatures. They could be a little more slick in the morning. Side roads, interstates are going to be in fairly good shape. Just give yourself an extra 10 or 15 minutes to get going, especially if you live north of I-70 where we're seeing more of that snowfall tonight. Weather alert day continues through tomorrow morning, and it's going to be a cold Halloween. I'll be tracking wind chills in the teens and 20s. More on your Halloween forecast and when we start to warm up coming up in my next forecast.
In about 5 hours, a crew with Columbia Public Works will be heading into work.
For a live look at the roads right now, let's go out to ABC 17's Barry Mangold. He is in the storm tracker tonight. Barry, crews will be monitoring the roads overnight.
Yeah, Ashley, Lucas, it's really accumulation that's not going to be a concern for road crews tonight. Rather, it's just slick roads. Right now, we're driving north on Range Line just in northern Columbia. And this area, things are definitely wet. The road is definitely looking like it has some puddles on it. But overall, people are driving at normal speeds. We're not having any issues with windshields or with fog on the windshield. But I did just talk with a sergeant in north of us near Moberly and Macon from the Highway Patrol. He said they have gotten a solid dusting of snow, just enough to put a layer of snow on the roads and or on people's lawns, mainly on people's lawns, and that so far tonight they've had to deal with one crash. Other than that, no major influx of crashes, but it's definitely a shock to have snow anywhere at this time of the year, and so people may want to be more careful on the roads. But again, here in Columbia, that's not the case. Things are just really wet on the roads. But beside that, Columbia Public Works is set to have about 10 people come in around 3 o'clock on Thursday morning to respond to any reports of slippery roads. And all day we've been monitoring road temperatures, and if they dip below freezing, that could cause problems for your morning commute. So you'll definitely want to check in for the morning on that. But one issue that crews have run into today was that rain that we've seen throughout the day, which has made it very nearly impossible to lay out salt ahead of tonight's freezing chance.
Since it's going to be raining almost all the night, that makes pre-treatment not as effective or ineffective totally. Please, everybody, just pay attention, prudent winter weather driving.
So north of Columbia and Moberly and Macon areas, those you might see some snow impacts and things might be a little bit slicker than they are here in Columbia. But if you do see anything here in the city of Columbia, you can report any slippery roads at comosnow.com. For now, reporting live in Columbia, Barry Mangold, ABC 17 News.
Missouri. It is 6 o'clock on this Thursday morning, and we start off with an ABC 17 Storm Track Weather Alert Day, Day 2, as snow has moved in overnight, and in some areas, it's still here this morning. Now, we have team coverage with our crews monitoring road conditions in Moberly and in Columbia. We'll get out to them in just a minute, but first, ABC 17 Storm Track meteorologist Kevin Schneider has been tracking this snow all night long and also into this morning, Kevin. And for people heading out the door, what can they expect?
Well, we're still going to be seeing kind of these lingering flurries here. I'll show you this radar here in just a second. But again, of course, still dealing with these flurries over these next couple of hours here. And some of it maybe a little more moderate, a little heavier in places like Audrain County here, off toward the east of Highway 63 in places like Callaway County. But that is scooting right off toward the east, about 20 miles an hour. At least that little band is. But still back toward the west, again, it looks like nothing's going on, but we are seeing some flurries coming down places like Columbia, back toward Moberly, where we have crews on standby in both of those locations, as well down toward Jefferson City, still seeing some light snow coming down. Again, Don't know whether or not it's going to be actually accumulating out on those roadways much more than what's already out there, but something that we're going to be tracking closely as we head into these next couple of hours because these temperatures are starting to take a nosedive. But a little closer, places like Monroe County, looks like some of that heavier snow has worked its way off toward the east and east of Mexico. But continue to track some of these snow squalls out there this morning, as well as some of that lingering flurry activity. I'll tell you how long both of those are going to be sticking around coming up at 6:07. Deb.
And starting off our team coverage in Moberly this morning, that's where we find ABC 17 Storm Track forecaster Jenna Azera and Zara Barker. They have both been in Moberly braving these conditions for us this morning. And ladies, I can see behind you that snow is actually sticking to the ground, it looks like, in Moberly.
Yeah, Deborah, the snow is sticking to the ground surfaces as well as those elevated surfaces as well, which is what you do need to be careful with this morning. The wind actually is picking up right now, but in just the last few minutes, the National Weather Service did issue a special weather statement this morning. And Jenna, this actually affects mid-Missouri counties. I just wanted you to explain a little more what that statement means.
Right now, our temperatures for the ground is about 24 degrees, so that is cool enough to freeze again overnight. So as you head out the door this morning, you might want to put a few more minutes into your morning commute because you could potentially see some slick spots as you go through the rest of your day.
Yeah, definitely. Take it slow this morning. Bundle up and bundle up your kids, especially heading to the bus stop this morning.
When Mid-Missouri got its first snowfall of the season, the ABC 17 Storm Track weather and news teams were all over it.
It's Halloween and it's snowing.
Tracking that snow hour by hour here. This is through midnight.
Tracking to alert you to the next round of winter weather.
Continue to track some of these snow squalls out there this morning.
We're seeing a lot of those impacts in our northern counties this morning.
It is below freezing right now.
Take it slow as you head out the door.
For accurate information to keep you and your family safe, trust ABC 17 Storm Track weather.